This short tutorial provides a brief overview of some of the basic formatting features within Microsoft Word. Don't worry if your version of Word looks slightly different to the one shown here, as there are variations between products, but most of the tools tend to be in similar locations, and even if they're not, you'll track these down quickly and soon be making best use of the features in the tool itself. You'll notice in the text I've typed already that there are some red marks on the page. These red squiggles are where Microsoft Word indicates to us that it thinks there might be some spelling mistakes. And that's quite a nice visual way of noticing any typos that we may have made as we've typed text in. And we can quickly go back in there and actually click within the text. Wherever the flashing cursor is where my text will appear when I type, so I can correct the mistakes that I may have made. What you can also do is you can simply right click on a particular word and it will come up with the correct spelling for you. So you can quickly select. So I just right clicked and select on the one that appeared. One of the other nice features in Microsoft Word is the ability to look at other alternatives for some of the words you may have used via the synonyms feature. For example, if I wanted to use another word other than power, I could right click on it and under synonyms I could look at some options. Instead of power, I might choose control. Again, instead of specialists, right click, let's look at the synonyms, and I could go for professionals. So it quickly gives you a way of enhancing the flow of the text that you've typed in, and often it's worthwhile looking at how you can enrich the flow of the text to actually really capture what you're trying to talk about in terms of a given topic. Right then, let's look at some basic formatting tools. To make changes to any of the document, you need to be able to highlight the chunk that you're interested in. And you can do this simply by holding the Shift button or the left mouse button and dragging over the text that you're interested in. So with the mouse, hold down the left mouse button and drag over the text. You can drag from left to right, right to left. And you can also double click to highlight a single word, or treble click to highlight an entire paragraph. If you want to do this with the cursor keys on the keyboard, again, you can hold down the Shift key and simply move the left, right, up and down cursor keys to highlight a particular piece of text. Whatever works for you, it's finding those tools that meet your needs. So let's highlight this heading at the top there. We're going to change the look and feel of it, and the basic tools we have here, we have bold, italic and underline, which are toggle buttons which we can turn on or off. We can adjust the size of the text. We can adjust the style of the writing. Now in terms of assignments, essays and reports, Arial tends to be a font that's used for headings, whereas Times New Roman tends to be used for the main body of the text. Try not to get too creative here. Your assignments need to be clear and crisp so you can present your content to your tutors in the most effective manner, and sometimes some more elaborate fonts just get in the way. So let's choose Arial here. We can also adjust the layout of the text on the page through the justification tool, so we could center the text, right justify it, and we also have a feature which is fully justified, where we can make the text flush to the left hand side of the page as well as to the right. So as long as the cursor's in there somewhere, we tap the fully justified tool and it's flushed both to the left and to the right. Put that back to left justified. Click and we'll actually center our heading. One of the things you may be asked to do by your tutor is to present your text with 1.5 line spacing. And this is really easy to do. We could highlight the entire document by holding down Control and tapping A to highlight the entire text. Or we can actually just treble click on a paragraph or drag over the paragraph to highlight the area we're interested in. Or even just make sure that the flashing cursor's in that paragraph somewhere. And if we hold down Control and tap 5, it gives us 1.5 line spacing. Control and 2, double line spacing. Control and 1, single line spacing. So Control and 5 for 1.5 line spacing. Other things we can do is we can apply bullets and numbering to some of the text on the page, and that's always worthwhile doing after you've typed the text in. It's much harder if you try and do it as you do it. And we just simply tap on bulleted list or bullet to apply the formatting that you require.